In a small town, there lived a young woman named Alex Harper. Alex was 25 years old and worked as an office assistant. The office was busy, and sometimes it felt overwhelming. Alex woke up every morning feeling anxious about her job. She wanted to do well and help her team, but she also faced many challenges. She often struggled with time management and had a hard time balancing her tasks. Alex cared about her work, but she feared making mistakes. Alex grew up in a close-knit family. Her parents always encouraged her to do her best in school. They taught her the importance of hard work and honesty. Because of this, Alex often put a lot of pressure on herself. She wanted to make her parents proud. However, this pressure sometimes led to anxiety, making it difficult for her to focus at work. She felt stuck and uncertain about her future. In her free time, Alex loved to read self-help books. These books gave her ideas on how to be successful and manage her stress better. She enjoyed learning new things, especially about improving herself. Alex also liked to paint. It was a way for her to relax and express her feelings. Her paintings were colorful and full of life. Through art, she could escape the stress of her job and find peace. One of Alex's biggest challenges was dealing with a difficult coworker named Sarah. Sarah often made negative comments and did not support Alex when she needed help. This made Alex feel more anxious about her job. She wished for a better working environment, but she did not know how to ask for changes. Alex often thought about quitting her job, but she wanted to face her fears and learn how to deal with workplace conflicts. Alex also struggled to make friends at work. She was shy and found it hard to talk to new people. Although she wanted to connect with her coworkers, her fear often held her back. She sometimes felt lonely during lunch breaks. Alex knew she needed to build relationships, but she didn't know how to start. As the story begins, Alex stands at a crossroads. She is ready to change her situation and take steps towards personal growth. She dreams of being more confident and assertive at work. Her goal is to learn new skills and improve her relationships with her colleagues. Alex knows that this journey will be tough, but believes it is necessary for her happiness. She wants to become the best version of herself. In this story, Alex Harper will face many real-life problems. She will learn about resilience, self-belief, and the importance of building connections. Her experiences will guide her through workplace pressures and personal struggles. Readers will join Alex on her journey as she grows, learns, and works towards excellence in her life and career. This is the start of her pursuit of excellence, a journey filled with challenges, but also great opportunities for growth. The following day at work, a tense atmosphere filled the office as Alex arrived early, clutching her coffee as she stepped inside. She noticed Sarah, her coworker, standing near the printer. Sarah had a reputation for being sharp-tongued and often critical. As Alex approached, Sarah looked up and smirked. "Nice of you to join us, Alex. I hope you can actually finish your tasks today," she said with a mocking tone. Alex's heart sank, but she forced a smile. "I will do my best," she replied softly. Throughout the day, Sarah continued to make snide comments. Every time Alex submitted a report, Sarah found something wrong with it. "Did you even read the guidelines?" she asked in front of the team, causing Alex to feel small. These moments hurt Alex deeply. Instead of fighting back, she chose to stay quiet, worried about how others would view her. However, with each comment, her self-confidence slipped a little more. Alex found herself second-guessing her work. After receiving another harsh remark, she stayed late to double-check her tasks. As she worked, doubts filled her mind. "Maybe I am not good enough," she whispered to herself. She could see her teammates crowding around Sarah's desk, laughing at jokes. Alex felt left out and alone, wishing she could join, but fearing Sarah's judgment. During one meeting, the team discussed a new project. Alex had prepared exciting ideas that she felt proud of. However, when she spoke up, Sarah interrupted. "Let's hear from someone who knows what they're talking about," she said coldly. The room fell silent. Alex felt heat rise to her cheeks. No one spoke up to support her. Instead, they shifted their eyes away, avoiding the tension. After the meeting, Alex walked away feeling defeated, thinking, "Why do I let her do this to me?" As days passed, Sarah's behavior only intensified. Alex started noticing small but hurtful tactics. Sometimes, Sarah would not pass on messages or give Alex incorrect information. On one occasion, Alex prepared for a presentation, but Sarah had spread rumors around the office undermining Alex's efforts. "They say it is going to be a disaster," a colleague shared quietly. This news felt like a slap in the face, leaving Alex feeling frustrated and powerless. One evening, Alex's boss called her into his office. As she sat down, he seemed serious. "Alex, we need to talk about your performance," he began. Her stomach knotted. She listened, feeling anxious as she anticipated the worst. Instead of praising her efforts, he mentioned how some team members believed she struggled to keep up. "I just want to make sure you are fitting in with the group," he added, unwittingly adding to her burden. After leaving the meeting, Alex found herself in tears at her desk. "Why can't I stand up for myself?" she thought. It felt like no matter how hard she tried, she was unnoticed. Sarah's oppressive presence created an uncomfortable work environment. Yet, amid the confusion and pain, something began to stir within Alex. She realized if she wanted to change her situation, she would need to find her voice. Although she felt afraid, glimmers of hope flickered in her heart. Change was possible, but first, she had to face her fears and take a stand. Alex made a silent vow. It was time to reclaim her power and not let Sarah control her anymore. She would learn to speak up and face the challenges ahead. The days turned into weeks, and the pressure at work continued to mount. Alex felt the weight of uncertainty pressing down on her. Every morning, as she walked into the office, anxiety settled in her chest. The cheerful office buzz felt distant, almost alien. Whenever Sarah was around, Alex felt like a shadow hiding in the corner, afraid to step into the light. She wanted to be more present, but Sarah's bullying made every day harder. Now, tasks that once seemed easy began to feel overwhelming. Alex struggled to concentrate as stress filled her mind. She often found herself staring at her computer screen without understanding anything she read. The reports she usually wrote with confidence became daunting. "Maybe I am just not cut out for this job," she thought sadly. These feelings of doubt broke her spirit, leading to a decline in her productivity. The very work she loved to do now felt like a chore. During one lunch break, Alex sat alone in the break room, picking at her sandwich. Other colleagues gathered around Sarah, laughing and sharing stories. Alex wanted to join, yet the fear held her back. What if they judged me too? She wondered. As the laughter filled the room, Alex compared her quietness to their joy, feeling more isolated than ever. One afternoon, after receiving more harsh feedback from Sarah during a group meeting, Alex felt crushed. The team had been assigned a new project, and she attempted to contribute her ideas. Instead of acknowledgement, Sarah rolled her eyes. "That won't work, Alex. We need real solutions, not your fantasies," Sarah sneered. In that moment, Alex felt invisible and small, rooted to her chair while her thoughts spiraled into despair. "Why can't I just be strong?" she asked herself. After that meeting, Alex faced a deep internal struggle. Should she confront Sarah? Would it even make a difference? The idea of speaking up scared her more than the bullying itself. Perhaps silence would keep her safe, but staying quiet felt like a betrayal to herself. A part of her pondered quitting the job entirely. Is it worth the pain? She thought hopelessly. Yet, deep down, she believed she deserved better. As Alex drove home that evening, tears streamed down her face. The feeling of failure clouded her thoughts. "Why can't I do this?" she cried softly to herself. In that moment of vulnerability, Alex questioned her abilities. She had tried so hard, and yet it all felt pointless. Doubts lingered like storm clouds overhead, threatening to engulf her. At home, she curled up under a blanket, seeking comfort in the warmth of her familiar space. She flipped open one of her favorite self-help books, hoping to find guidance. The words warmed her spirit and made her feel less alone. Chapter after chapter, she found stories of resilience and hope. The stories ignited a spark within her, reminding her that she was not the only one facing challenges. Alex took a deep breath, wiping away her tears. Instead of allowing fear to defeat her, she needed to reclaim her confidence. She realized that every struggle is an opportunity for growth. With this newfound determination, she decided she would not be silent any longer. No more would Sarah's words dictate her worth. It was time to find her voice, learn from this experience, and grow stronger. As the sun set outside her window, Alex felt a shift. Her journey was not over, but perhaps it was just beginning. The day of the big presentation finally arrived. Alex had prepared for this moment. She woke up early, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. She wanted to prove to her team that she could deliver great ideas. However, as she walked into the office, she could feel the familiar weight of anxiety increase in her chest. The conference room was filled with her coworkers. Sarah was there, sitting at the front with an air of confidence. Alex's stomach twisted when she saw Sarah smirking as she flipped through her notes. As the meeting began, Alex felt the tense energy in the room. Everyone's eyes were on her as she stood, ready to share her presentation. Breaking into the presentation, Alex spoke clearly at first, explaining her ideas and strategies. However, as she spoke, her confidence began to fade. Sarah interrupted her mid-sentence. "Why don't you start with some real facts?" she questioned loudly. The room fell silent, and Alex noticed giggles from a few of her team members. It felt like a knife stabbing her heart. "I am doing my best," Alex thought, wishing the ground would swallow her whole. Focusing back on her presentation, Alex poured her heart into every word, hoping to regain the attention of her peers. But with each passing minute, she felt the pressure boil inside her. Sarah's comments became sharper. "This is not what we need. Can anyone else share better ideas?" she declared dismissively. The laughter followed again, and Alex's heart sank lower than ever. She felt utterly alone in that moment, fighting to stay composed. Suddenly, Alex stumbled over her words, her mind blanking out. It was as if time stood still. In front of her colleagues, she felt embarrassed and exposed. "I can't do this. Maybe I am not good enough." That brutal thought raced through her mind. All her fears filled her heart, drowning her passion. When Alex saw the disbelief in her coworkers' eyes, something inside her snapped. Her frustration boiled over. At that moment, she took a deep breath, feeling her hands tremble. "This is not fair," she said forcefully, surprising everyone, including herself. "I know what I am capable of. I have worked hard for this." The room shifted as everyone turned quiet. Sarah's confident expression faltered for a brief second. Alex felt a rush of emotions, fear, anger, but also strength for standing her ground. "What do you mean?" Sarah retorted with a sneer. "You think you are better than all of us." The tension thickened, but Alex would not back down. "I do not think that. I just want to share my ideas without being put down. This bullying must stop." Her voice shook as raw emotion spilled out. In that moment, she realized she couldn't let fear control her life any longer. Feelings of doubt waved goodbye as she looked directly at her colleagues. Raw anger and tears mixed inside her, but somehow, through all of that, a light broke through. "I deserve respect, just like everyone else," she declared firmly. This may have been the hardest truth she ever voiced, but it felt liberating. The shock in the room was palpable. Alex had crossed a line. The moment was pivotal. It was both terrifying and empowering. She knew things could change, no matter the outcome. This was the beginning of her transformation. Whatever came next, Alex felt hopeful, embracing the strength of her voice. She had taken a stand, and that was the first step toward her brighter future. After Alex stood up for herself, an uneasy silence filled the room. She felt both exhilarated and terrified. But soon, chilly glances pierced her confidence. Sarah's eyes narrowed. "How dare you speak like that?" she shot back, loud enough for everyone to hear. The tension felt thick, wrapping around Alex like a heavy blanket. Arguing back had taken a lot of courage, yet now she felt exposed and vulnerable. What just happened? Alex thought. The confidence she had felt dwindled, replaced by fear and regret. The realization of her words lingered in the air. She had let her emotions take control. Would they see her as a troublemaker? Would they think she was weak? Alex's heart raced as those questions echoed in her mind. The meeting ended quickly, and as everyone filed out, most of the team avoided her gaze. Their silence stung like a slap. Alex felt cold inside. Did she ruin her career with one outburst? As she sat down, a wave of anxiety washed over her like a tidal wave, making it hard to breathe. Her chest tightened, and her thoughts spun wildly. Memories of Sarah's criticisms played on repeat, drowning out any sense of victory. Moments later, her boss entered the room, a stern look on his face. "Alex, I need to speak with you," he said, gesturing for her to follow him. Inside, she felt a knot of fear unraveling deeper and deeper. Had her actions now put her job at risk? What would she say? Would she get demoted? She felt like a ship lost in a storm, tossed around with each new thought. Once in his office, he closed the door behind them. "I heard what happened in the meeting," he started, his tone serious. Alex's hands trembled as she sat. She wished she could take back her words. Yes, she wanted change, but at what price? "It is unprofessional to speak like that," he continued. Each word felt like a dagger, and guilt crept into her chest. "For now, we can overlook this, but please rethink your approach," he said, dismissing her. With that, he waved her out, leaving her feeling bruised and ashamed. Walking back to her desk, shame washed over Alex. She wanted to disappear, to escape the situation. She felt regret heavy in her heart, like a stone. "Why did I let my emotions control me?" she questioned silently. "What if everyone thinks I'm unfit for this job?" Those thoughts taunted her. The image of the team's laughter echoed in her mind, reminding her of the humiliation she had endured. When Alex sat down, she felt a wave of defeat wash over her. It wasn't just anxiety, it was the fear of what she might lose. She had hoped to find power, but instead, she felt weak and scared. The weight of uncertainty made her feel trapped in her own mind. Would she face a backlash for speaking out? Was there even a way to create change? Part of her longed for the safety of silence, but deep within, she knew she couldn't hide anymore. As the day dragged on, each tick of the clock felt heavier. Every glance from her coworkers felt like judgment. The dream of being respected and heard now felt distant. Alex sat in silence, battling her own turmoil. Would she find her way back from this? Did she have what it takes to navigate this struggle and rise again? In that moment, the road ahead felt dark and uncertain, but she clung to a tiny spark of hope buried in her heart, wondering if she could nurture it back to life. As the day wore on, Alex struggled to focus. The conversation with her boss echoed in her mind like a loop. She sank deeper into self-doubt, the joy of her original passion fading away. Just then, a friendly face appeared at her desk. It was Jamie, a colleague she had grown closer to over time. Jamie sat down, looking concerned. "Hey, you looked upset after the meeting. What happened?" Alex appreciated Jamie's kind approach. With a shaky breath, she decided to open up. "I stood up to Sarah today, but it backfired. Now everyone thinks I'm unprofessional," she said softly, hoping Jamie would understand. Jamie listened closely, her expression showing support. "You know, standing up for yourself was brave," she said gently. "I've seen how hard you work. Don't let them take that away from you." Hearing Jamie's words felt like a breath of fresh air. In that moment, Alex realized something important. She had let Sarah's actions define her worth. But that wasn't true. She was capable and talented. "I need to stop thinking like that," Alex murmured, shaking her head. Jamie smiled, her eyes bright. "Exactly. You deserve to feel proud. We all face challenges. The key is how we respond." That wisdom struck a chord in Alex's heart. Her mind raced as she considered all the opportunities she had missed due to fear. She thought back to all those times she had tried to silence her voice instead of speaking up. Once she had faced her fears, she knew she could encourage others to do the same. It was empowering. After they talked, a warm sense of determination blossomed inside her. "I won't let this moment define me anymore," Alex thought. She decided that she could turn her experience into a strength. With renewed passion, she envisioned a future where she confidently voiced her ideas and stood against negativity. Feeling a surge of positivity, she thanked Jamie for listening. "You helped me see things differently." Alex smiled, her heart lightening. Jamie's encouragement sparked a light inside her that she needed. As she returned to her desk, thoughts of hopelessness transformed into a determination to take action. Alex began jotting down new ideas for the project she would present next week. Every word filled her with energy. She realized she had to prepare stronger key points to share her vision clearly. She would not let fear hold her back again. Alex knew the road wouldn't be easy. Though she might still face challenges, she felt ready to tackle them. She would address her boss, share her ideas more assertively, and learn how to handle Sarah without losing her own voice. Doubts about her abilities still echoed, but now they became the motivation to improve herself. Alex believed she was on the right path. As she wrote, she felt lighter and more hopeful. In that moment, she published a firm decision. She wanted to change her situation, not just for herself, but also for others. She would show her colleagues that they did not have to accept negativity in the workplace. In embracing this mission, Alex began to feel the weight of uncertainty lift. She realized she held the power to create a positive workplace story, not only for herself, but for everyone around her. This shift in her perspective marked the beginning of a new chapter. She was ready to shine and help others do the same. The atmosphere in the office felt different after Alex's bold stand. The tension was still present, but began to change slowly. Alex had started to communicate her ideas more strongly, feeling her confidence grow with each passing day. One afternoon, while brainstorming in the break room, she had a conversation with Jamie that sparked new inspiration. "You know, I think the team needs your ideas," Jamie said, her voice full of encouragement. "You have a unique way of looking at things. Just keep sharing." Those words resonated deeply within Alex. She had finally found her voice. "Maybe I do have something to offer," she thought as she sipped her coffee. Reflecting on her experiences, she realized she had spent too long worrying about the opinions of others. Instead of discouragement, she could choose to embrace the power within herself. With newfound strength, she decided to bring her best ideas to the next team meeting. As the meeting day approached, Alex prepared diligently. She practiced her points in front of a mirror, ensuring she spoke clearly and confidently. With each practice, she felt more equipped to face any criticism from Sarah. "I will not let anyone dim my light," she reminded herself, feeling empowered. The doubts that once clouded her mind began to fade away, replaced by a determination to show her true potential. When the meeting finally arrived, Alex felt the familiar flutter of nerves. However, this time she welcomed it. Nerves are just energy, she thought, taking a deep breath to steady herself. As she spoke, sharing her innovative strategies and ideas, she felt a wave of support from her colleagues. "That's a great point, Alex," one team member exclaimed, adding to the conversation. Each acknowledgement reinforced her belief in herself. After the meeting, Alex found Sarah waiting by her desk. Her heart raced. "Can I speak with you?" Sarah asked coolly. Alex felt a familiar anxiety creeping in, but she stood tall. "Of course," she answered, trying to keep her voice steady. Sarah's words were sharp, but different from before. "You should know that everyone makes mistakes." Alex took a deep breath, preparing to respond. "I understand, but I am learning and growing," she replied confidently. This was the first time she had allowed herself to confront Sarah without fear. Unexpectedly, Sarah paused for a moment, reflecting on Alex's words. "Maybe you're right," Sarah finally admitted with a hint of uncertainty. Though they remained colleagues with different perspectives, Alex felt proud of herself. She had broken free from the fear that had restrained her for so long. Thanking her for the talk, Alex walked back to her desk with a sense of relief. This moment signaled a shift not only in Alex, but within the team dynamics as well. With her strong commitment to self-expression, others started to share openly. Conversations flourished, and the work environment began to feel more collaborative. Alex noticed that confronting challenges transformed her mindset. She had become a beacon for change. As days turned into weeks, the negativity that once loomed over her workplace began to fade. Alex saw that with courage and confident communication, she could create a positive impact. The road ahead pushed her to work on herself continuously, and she felt hopeful and energized by what lay ahead. Looking forward to new challenges, she realized that she had always possessed the strength to overcome obstacles. Now, each step she took brought her closer to the version of herself she aspired to be. Her journey had just begun, but she was ready to embrace it with open arms. As the weeks passed, Alex felt a significant change within herself. She had learned to raise her voice, and with that newfound confidence, she decided to set clearer boundaries. No longer would she allow Sarah's comments to bring her down or cause her anxiety. Instead, she chose to approach her work environment differently. One morning, during a team meeting, Sarah was talking over Alex again. "That idea sounds nice, but let's be realistic," Sarah said sharply, her tone cutting through the conversation. This time, instead of hiding her feelings, Alex took a deep breath and raised her hand. "Actually, I believe my idea can work if we all give it a chance," she said firmly. Her voice did not waver as she looked at her team. There was a pause in the room, and Alex noticed a few surprised expressions. Feeling a surge of courage, she continued, "It's important for us to respect each other's ideas. We all want to succeed." The words lifted a weight off her chest, and she felt liberated. The atmosphere shifted. Some team members nodded in agreement. It appeared that Alex's words were not only important for her, but also for others who had felt pushed aside. A small smile crept across her face when she saw Jamie give her a thumbs up. However, Sarah's expression twisted in disapproval. Seems like she had a hard time accepting Alex's change. "Well, we can think about your ideas later," she replied, her tone icy. But this time, Alex stood tall. "I appreciate that, but I'd like to discuss them now to get everyone's thoughts. By confronting Sarah directly, Alex set a new standard for her behavior. In the following days, Alex noticed something special. Her renewed voice inspired others to express their ideas too. Meetings became a place for collaboration, with everyone participating more openly. Some team members had felt too afraid to speak out, but they began to share their thoughts and suggestions without hesitation. A sense of community developed that hadn't existed before, yet not everyone welcomed the change. Sarah became more defensive and noticeably cold towards Alex. In one situation, Sarah attempted to undermine her again during a project review. "Alex, your reports still have mistakes. Maybe you should ask for help." Although Alex's heart raced, she could feel her strength grow. She responded calmly, "If I need assistance, I will ask, but I prefer to handle it myself first." This exchange pushed Alex's resolve further. She would not allow Sarah to weaken her confidence. After some more incidents, Alex decided to take a stand by reporting Sarah's harmful behavior to their manager. This wasn't easy, as her heart pounded with every thought. But she knew the use of bullying was unacceptable, and she could not let Sarah's negativity poison the team's spirit. On that day, Alex walked into her manager's office determined and purposeful. "I would like to discuss some issues that affect our team," she began. As she shared her experiences with Sarah, she revealed not only her own struggles, but also how Sarah's actions impacted the team. Her manager listened intently, and Alex noticed their expression shifting from concern to understanding. "Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Alex," they finally said. "I will ensure this has our attention." With that moment, Alex felt a burden lift off her shoulders. Though she had felt apprehensive before, her choice to set boundaries and speak out sparked a wave of hope in her heart. A fresh energy spread throughout the office as others noticed the change Alex was advocating. She felt stronger, not only because she found her voice, but because she turned her toughest challenges into opportunities for growth. Days turned into positive strides for the team, with Alex standing as an inspiring figure. She kept learning that taking action, even in fear, would lead to change. Through every challenge faced, she grew increasingly empowered, aware that her journey was not only her own, but also paved the way for others. As Alex continued to navigate the changes in her workplace, she found herself feeling more empowered each day. The work atmosphere had shifted since she took a stand, and it felt like a weight had lifted from her shoulders. She noticed that her colleagues were increasingly supportive. The little victories she achieved fueled her determination to create a positive work environment. One afternoon, Alex received an email from her manager. They had asked the team to collaborate on a new project together. At first, Alex felt the familiar flutter of anxiety. But shortly after that feeling passed, she remembered the strength she had found in recent weeks. As she looked around the room, she saw her colleagues, including Jamie, who smiled back at her, inviting her to share her ideas. During the project meeting, Alex felt a rush of excitement swell within her. "This is my chance to lead," she thought. With each contribution, she shared her thoughts clearly and confidently. Everyone listened intently, and suddenly the fears that once held her back seemed to vanish. To her surprise, Sarah sat quietly, no longer interrupting. This new calmness in the meeting surprised Alex, fueling her energy even more. Toward the end of that meeting, Alex noticed one of her coworkers, Michelle, raise a hand. "I think Alex has come up with some great ideas that we should really explore," she stated firmly. "Her strategy could help us a lot." Hearing Michelle stand up for her brought a wave of warmth and joy bubbling inside Alex. This small act felt like winning a battle in which she had fought alone for so long. Encouraged by the support of her team, Alex took the opportunity to share her proposal for the project more passionately. She expressed how they could enhance productivity by revising some processes. Alex's heart raced with excitement as her words flowed naturally, building on the positive atmosphere established. Each idea was met with nods from her team. They were engaged and ready to rally behind her vision. After the meeting, as the team broke for the day, several colleagues approached Alex with kudos for her input. "You really did a great job leading the discussion," Jamie said, her eyes sparkling with pride. "I loved how you took charge." Feeling a warm smile spread across her face, Alex realized these small moments of acknowledgement were just as important as the big victories. With newfound energy, Alex went back to her desk and took a moment for self-reflection. "I can accomplish what I set my mind to," she thought. feeling the confidence build even further. In past months, she had worried about the toxic environment and let it stifle her success. Now, she found joy in her work and had the determination to make the team stronger. In that moment, Alex committed to a plan. She would continue sharing her ideas, set clear boundaries, and advocate for her team. She could feel herself evolving from someone who felt trapped into a person who could make meaningful progress. This shift solidified her growth and prepared her for what would come next. Taking steps forward with confidence felt exciting. Alex realized the power she held in influencing her environment, both for herself and her colleagues. She had faced struggles and would continue to face challenges, but now she stood strong, ready to inspire those around her. With every new day, she learned that she had the power to turn obstacles into opportunities and that even small victories could lead to significant change. As the weeks turned into months, Alex found herself thriving in her workplace. The positive changes she had initiated began to create a ripple effect among her colleagues. Team meetings flowed with lively discussions, and her coworkers now volunteered ideas openly. The once toxic environment slowly transformed into one of support and collaboration. The current project was reaching its conclusion, and Alex felt proud of what they had accomplished together. Every day, she saw her teammates stepping up and sharing their thoughts. One afternoon, while reviewing project outcomes, her manager praised her leadership and contributions. "You have truly made a difference here, Alex," they said with a smile. Hearing this warmed her heart, reaffirming the journey she had taken to overcome challenges. Alex now realized that her earlier fears had been merely shadows of doubt, shadows that had no power over her. She looked back at the difficult times and understood how they had paved the way for her growth. It was these moments that had helped her discover her true self, and for that, she was grateful. Over time, she had regained her confidence and developed a new love for her work. As the project reached its peak, Alex faced a turning point. Another new project was announced, and her team would need a lead for it. In the past, Alex might have shied away from this opportunity, fearing failure or criticism. However, this time, as she considered volunteering, she felt excited rather than afraid. "I'm ready for this," she thought. That evening, she took a moment to reflect. While eating dinner alone, she began writing a list of long-term goals for her career. She envisioned speaking at conferences, mentoring fellow colleagues, and creating an environment where everyone felt heard and valued. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt hopeful about her future, and she wanted to work toward meaningful ambitions. The next day, at the team meeting, Alex raised her hand to suggest herself as the lead for the new project. "I believe I can guide us through this," she said confidently. Her colleagues erupted into applause. Their support filled her with energy and joy. It was a moment of validation that she had worked hard for. She recognized that she was no longer that anxious, hesitant person. She felt strong, capable, and ready to take on challenges. While Sarah still remained a presence in the office, Alex discovered she was less affected by her words. Instead, she focused on cultivating her own path. Confronting issues head-on empowered her to express herself freely, taking steps to ensure that no one else felt silenced or marginalized. As the weeks progressed, Alex continued to set high standards for herself. She began to train junior staff members, pouring her energy into helping them find their voices. Every time she witnessed someone growing in confidence, she felt a warm sense of fulfillment. Knowing that she could impact others filled her with positivity. Now, Alex woke up each day with a smile. The workplace felt like a home, a safe environment where everyone could shine. She dreamed of long-term goals, but more importantly, she had learned to appreciate every step of her journey. The moments of doubt served as reminders of her resilience. With every challenge met, Alex felt more in control of her life, and she knew others could do the same. In this new chapter, Alex had fully transformed. No longer burdened by the past, she embraced challenges and celebrated successes. She understood that change begins within, and that every person has the power to create the life they aspire to. As the sun set at the end of another successful day, she looked forward with excitement to a future filled with endless possibilities. As the months went by, Alex embraced her role as the project lead with enthusiasm. She discovered a renewed passion for her work, and every day brought new challenges that excited her. With every small victory, she learned more about her strengths, and that confidence fortified her resolve to face any obstacles ahead. Inspired by her journey, Alex decided to take proactive steps in her career. She began seeking opportunities to attend workshops and conferences about leadership and teamwork. Each session equipped her with new skills and tools to tackle any situations that may arise in the workplace. She felt empowered to share this knowledge with her colleagues, aiming to cultivate a culture of growth and support at her company. One afternoon, during a team-building workshop, Alex shared her story with her coworkers. "I faced many challenges, including a difficult coworker, but I found my voice, and I hope you can too," she said, passion evident in her tone. She noticed how her story resonated with her team. Their responses were filled with encouragement and support. Witnessing her impact on others filled Alex with pride. She felt like she was doing more than just completing tasks. She was helping those around her grow as well. In time, Sarah's behavior began to shift noticeably. Perhaps seeing Alex thrive motivated a change in her. One day, Sarah even approached Alex to discuss supportive teamwork. "I see how much you care about our team," she said quietly. There was a warmth in Sarah's voice that surprised Alex. It turned out that opening up communication created a ripple effect across the entire team. Their willingness to change shifted their dynamics for the better. As Alex navigated her success at work, she also developed a healthier mindset outside the office. Recognizing the importance of balance, she focused on wellness and self-care, ensuring that she was giving herself the same support she extended to her team. She started practicing mindfulness and meditation, allowing her to remain centered even on challenging days. One evening, while sitting quietly, she wrote down her long-term goals again. This time, they felt even clearer. She envisioned leading larger projects, advancing in her career, and becoming a mentor for those new to their jobs. This awareness left her excited for the future, as she felt truly in control of her path. Months later, Alex received an email informing her about an open leadership position in another department. This chance thrilled her. With her improved skills and confidence, she decided to apply. It was the opportunity she had always dreamed of, the chance to lead and inspire a larger team. She spent days preparing her application, breathing deeply as she refined her resume. "I can do this," she thought as she clicked send. As she awaited the outcome, Alex reflected on her journey. From self-doubt to self-confidence, she had transformed deeply. Her experience showed her that despite challenges, everyone can learn and adapt. The key is to believe in one's worth and embrace the process of growth. Finally, when the call came for an interview, she felt ready. Regardless of the outcome, Alex knew she had overcome so much already. This interview was simply another step toward the person she aspired to be. She was proud of her journey and felt assured that she could handle whatever events unfold in her life. When Alex finally stepped into that interview room, she did so with an open heart and a clear mind. She stood tall, feeling confident and grounded. Whether or not she obtained the promotion, one thing was certain. She had discovered the power within herself to navigate the complexities of her professional life. The story was not just about overcoming challenges. It was about blossoming into the person she was always meant to be. And in this new chapter, she looked forward with excitement and hope.